Hey, you guys, thank you for coming to this live and those who will watch the replay. I am so excited to have my guest here.
Before Shopify,
Oh
were
my
you wondering
God,
where my sales at?
apologize. Wow.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's like
Can't get it right all the time. You get me?
huh?
You can't get it right all the time.
I know, I'm like, okay, all this crazy stuff. But anyway, thank you for coming on my channel, Eat to Live Econ. Um, I am thankful that you taking out your time to come because I know you're on a different time zone than I am. So I'm gonna try to hurry up.
Thank
And
you,
I know
sis.
you're busy, a busy person. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you for all the things that you share on your Instagram. I mean, you like another Dr. Sabi to me. You know,
Thank
the things that you share, and we appreciate that
I
the work
appreciate
that you share.
it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I want to talk about like when you was a child.
hmm
Like, what was the types of foods that you ate? The typical.
When I was a child, what type of foods I ate? So I grew up as a in a Nigerian household, African household, right?
Mhm,
And the typical stuff: chicken, meat, fish, rice, stew, fufu, gari, everything that African eats.
mhm,
Now, um, it was the most difficult thing to break away from because obviously I've grown up with that type of food, you
mhm,
know.
mhm,
And when you grew up with a in a certain type of culture, it's very hard to break away because you have an emotional attachment to the foods that you ate from when you was young.
mhm,
So it wasn't an easy attachment to break. However, there's things that replaced those things that I enjoyed. It's not really about changing everything you eat. It's more about changing the ingredients of
mhm.
what. hmm
Okay. All right. That's cool. So why did you become alkaline vegan?
Um, why did I become alkaline vegan? First of all, I don't like to attach the word vegan to alkaline because they're two separate things. You get
Hmm.
me?
Yeah.
I respect the people in the world that are doing vegan and they're doing a little bit of alkaline. I hear that, but we can't, attach the two in a sentence because they're both completely different things. Yeah.
Hmm.
The reason why I decided to change my lifestyle, I don't like to call it diet because the word diet to me sounds like die quiet, die quietly. Choose a diet and die quietly. No, we must all choose a lifestyle. The
Hmm.
same way we have a style of dress, the same way we have a style of hair, the same way people have a style of fighting, the same way people have different styles. We must choose a different lifestyle, a lifestyle that is conducive for our life, for our sustenance, for our cellular structure. And to be honest with you, it was the inspiration of Dr. Sabi and also the the need to want to help others as well, because I'm born in August. I'm not too sure about, all this. I don't know a lot about the star signs and all of those things, but I do know that my nature is to help people. That's my nature.
Hmm.
So when I heard about Dr. Sabi, it took about a year for me to be even nearly convinced because once I heard about it, the first time round hearing about Dr. Sabi, it was a ginger haired white boy that told me about Dr. Sabi the first time. And I
Hmm.
said, nah, I don't believe in none of that. 6 months later, someone else told me about it. I said, nah, I don't believe in none of that. Can't stop eating meat. About a year and 6 months in, someone said it again. And I said, okay, let me look into this. because at the time I was suffering from a few ailments. So I looked into Dr. Sabi, and after listening to one video of Dr. Sabi, I said to myself, okay, like the pin dropped, like everything connected after I watched that one video. So
Mhm.
from there, I've just been healing myself, helping myself, first of all. And then I started to change the way, change the way the alkaline lifestyle was taught.
Mhm.
Because Dr. Sabi has only one book, and that book has been transcribed. It's not really a book that he wrote.
Mhm.
So it was transcribed by a lady. So that ain't really Dr. Sabi's book. Dr. Sabi never really wrote no books.
Mhm.
He never really wrote any books. So I took his information and I made it digestible, like more digestible, breaking things down even further than he broke them down, giving people more clarity. You feel me? So
Mhm.
for me, it was again just listening to his words, knowing that okay, everyone in the world, no matter whether you're white, black, Chinese, Inuit, tall, short, gay, straight, everyone's suffering from the same diseases.
Mhm.
Everyone's going through the same thing. There's not an individual nation or race of people that has diabetes. Everybody has diabetes. It's
Mhm.
not an individual nation of people that has kidney disease or osteoporosis, or everyone goes through these things. So
Mhm.
what's the common denominator? What is the thing that everybody does then? If everybody's got the same thing, we must be able to connect the dots and say, okay, so what's everybody eating if everybody's suffering from the same stuff? And I
Mhm.
look further, and it's exactly the same foods that we're all eating. Don't matter what culture. Every
Mhm.
culture's eating egg. Every culture's eating bread. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Fish, meat. So I'm seeing people drop like flies.
Mhm.
Even the people that say that go to the gym, they have these beautiful bodies and then just drop dead. You
Mhm.
know, like the young man is in the casket, his body is beautiful, but everyone else that's at the funeral, their body's worse than his.
Mhm.
So having a beautiful body, a nice body, doesn't guarantee health. It doesn't mean you're healthy.
Mhm.
I know there are many people in the world that are overweight that are probably 10 times more healthy than the people that go to gym and the people that, do all of these exercises and things like that. Because the people that exercise are missing one thing, the way they eat. The way
Mhm.
they eat, it may be a little bit more mono, but they still include in blood, starch, and dairy.
Mhm.
Blood, starch, and dairy are the three killers of the world when it comes to food. That's all we eat. There's nothing, when you break it all down, when you really think about the things we eat, no matter what culture, we're
Mhm.
eating blood, starch, and dairy, period.
That's true. Wow. That's the corporate to all of it.
So all of it, sister.
Yeah, I almost killed myself. In it. Wow. So, well, I guess this Dr. Sabi that inspired you to choose this lifestyle.
100%.
Yeah.
Dr. Sabi inspired me. And also, right now, even though Dr. Sabi's gone, Dr. Sabi's son, Victor Bowman, is also inspired me as well, because
Mhm.
he's very much like his dad.
Mhm.
And it's such a pleasure to be friends with the son of the man that helped me to save my life. Because Dr. Sabi didn't save my life. He helped me. He guided me. He showed
Mhm.
me the truth. And I used the truth and healed myself, helped myself. And that's what everyone in the world needs to do.
Yes.
So unless you're a child, you must help yourself. No one is going to help you or save you. If you have support like a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a nephew, a auntie, a husband, or a wife, if you have support, give thanks and praise to the Most High that you have that support. But there are
Mhm.
many that do not.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, you have to do your best with what you know, where
Hmm.
you are, and what you have.
Yes, that's true. Yes. So, what are if you wouldn't mind sharing some of the things that help heal your body with this lifestyle, alkaline lifestyle?
Well, the things that helped to heal me were alkaline foods.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Sabi released a nutritional guide,
Mm-hmm.
and the nutritional guide has gone through changes through the years. However, the nutritional guide that we have now at this moment in time, it's good enough for anyone to follow and to make those changes that they need to make in their lives. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because most of the foods on the nutritional guide is readily available. It's readily available to most of the people in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
I highly advise that people go to my website and purchase the Alkaline Nutrition Guide. The Alkaline Nutrition Guide has everything inside of it in regards to alkaline foods, whether it's alkaline fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, spices, and seasonings. So that was what I used to heal myself, including herbs, because food is, how can I explain it? Food is more or less something that you give to yourself to maintain your health. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Food is not what makes you healthy. What makes you healthy, what gets you, what reverses disease, so to speak, is iron, phosphorus, potassium, gold, silver, carbon, copper. These are the things that heal the body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that foods do not contain these minerals. All foods contain minerals. Sorry, all alkaline foods contain minerals. However, they're not powerful enough and they're not water based enough to dissolve inflammation that's inside of your body. Okay. One of the best products we have in our inventory for dissolving inflammation within the body is iron fluorine. Iron is one of the best minerals that you could put into your body because where doesn't the blood go? The blood goes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So if the blood is compromised, everything is compromised. So that's the reason why Dr. Sabi was always going on about iron, 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 iron. And anybody that knows me, I always speak about iron too. That's my teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever my teacher's saying, that's what I'm going to teach you. So iron is the mineral that conveys oxygen to your brain. It helps to clean the red blood cells and the white blood cells. It helps to increase your energy and reduce anxiety. It helps you to rejuvenate your brain. A lot of people's brains are dry, very dry, no liquid, because number one, they hardly drink any water, and number two, you've been consuming foods that rob you of your moisture.
Wow.
Things that contain blood, starch, and dairy rob you, especially the starch. When you're out there eating biscuits and bread, these things soak up moisture. So you're 70% water. I'm 70% water. Everyone on the planet is 70% water.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're eating things that are dry, it's going to rob you of moisture. If you put 1 million biscuits into a small swimming pool,
Mm-hmm.
the biscuits would soak up all the water. There'll be no more water left in that swimming pool. So that's an analogy for your body and biscuits. When
Mm-hmm.
you eat your biscuits, that those biscuits have soaked up all your moisture. And
Yeah.
how much things do we consume every day that has a lot of liquids in it? A lot of people talk about H3O2, but many of us are not eating no fruits to get that H3O2.
Mm-hmm.
And all these words, that fancy words we want to use to replace just telling someone eat your fruits. I respect the H3O2 thing, but we
Mm-hmm.
just need to tell people eat more fruits.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go into all of that. We don't need to turn everyone in the world into scientists. We don't want that. We just want to know what's good, what's bad. How does it work? why doesn't it work? What's the problem? This is the solution. You
Mhm.
get me? Because life is, people have got things to do. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we don't want to be. I don't want to be talking too long. That's why I'm very straight to the point with my teachings. I don't
Mhm.
play around. I just say what I say and I keep it stepping. I know that this is going to help you, not just because I've used it and it's helped me. It's because thousands of people have been helped using the products that I create through the teachings of Dr. Sabi. And the same for Victor Bowman, his son, as well. You get
Mhm.
me? So
Yes.
we know the truth. The truth never changes. The truth can never change. The
Mhm.
same the same sun that was hitting the skin of your mother and father, the same sun that was hitting the skin of your mother and father's father, and your mothers and their mothers and father. That's the same sun in the sky. The same
Mhm.
sun that comes out where you are in the world, the same sun that hits me where I am in the world. It's
Mhm.
been the same sun since the beginning of creation.
Yes.
So I'm saying that to say the truth never dies, the truth never changes, and the truth never gets old. If
Mhm.
sarsaparilla is good for iron today, it's gonna be good for iron until the end of time. You
Mhm.
feel me? So a
Yes.
lot of people like to talk about, you know, things that are hybrid, but these things that are hybrid have not been here since the beginning of creation, like
Mhm.
cassava and sugarcane and breadfruit and all of these other things that people believe is natural. I'm
Mhm.
just coming to the world like same way Dr. Savy came to the world to tell people that if Mother Nature didn't make it, please don't take it. That's it. It's not
Mhm.
hard to overstand the information. It's just that people don't want to accept the information because again, the relationship that human beings have with food is almost like the relationship between a mother and a son or a mother and a daughter. It's very, very powerful, the connection that people have with food. So it's very hard to break that. And when people talk crazy about, your food, saying your food is garbage, you're hurting yourself, this is not going to help you, people get irate, people get angry, people get, you know. So
Mhm.
that just that alone can show you how food can change the mind and change the way you think. Dr. Zabri already told us you can't reason with anybody that eats blood, starch, and dairy and
Mhm.
cyanide. You can't reason with them, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Wow. So, how much fruit and the alkaline vegetables, the callalus, and the kale? I know kale is kind of questionable, but like, how much would you say is important? Like, would you say you start your day off? Like, what do you typically start
So
your
I
day off?
start my day with a warm glass of warm water, a
Mhm.
warm glass of warm water with key lime juice inside of it. If you can't get key lime juice, ginger's fine. If you can't get key lime or ginger, just drink the warm glass of water.
Mhm.
Okay. Even if you want to, if you want as well, you can also just drink a tea first thing in the rising after the water. You get me? And then after that, between 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock, I can push to 8 just to allow you a bit. Um, you have to eat your last meal. You
Mhm.
see, one meal a day is the aim. Okay. If you're
Mhm.
eating three, you need to think about getting it down to two, from two and then down to one. Because the less you eat, the longer you live and the healthier you will feel. Do you
Mhm.
understand? The
Mhm.
less you eat, the longer you live, and the less you speak, the longer you live as well.
Wow.
Because a lot of us don't realize that life is in the blood and life is in the lungs as well. The
Mhm.
Most High gave us the divine breath of life. Once your breath of life is gone, you're no more. You feel me? So we
Mhm.
have to make sure that we are speaking when necessary.
Mhm.
That's very important. Speaking when necessary and taking deep breaths on purpose through the nose, out the mouth, through the nose, out the mouth. Fill your belly with air and out through the mouth and remove the air from the stomach as well through the mouth. That's
Hmm.
how we need to breathe. We don't really breathe too well. And this is one thing that I find with many people in the world. Some people have brain problems, or they're not able to concentrate too well because, like I said, oxygen is not getting to the brain. And as well, most of us, I say 80%, we shallow breathe. We need to stop doing shallow breathing. We need to take full breaths of air. Okay, that's very important. Life is in the blood and life is in the breath. Okay, so I eat my last meal between 12 and 7. And if I ever feel peckish, I just eat one fruit or two. Okay, and that is it. And those foods will consist of everything that is on the alkaline nutritional guide. We also have a cookbook that my wife wrote called Cook with Matulu Alkaline Cuisines. And that has many recipes that many people in the world will, take to, because my wife has made it based on Mediterranean, African, and Caribbean cuisine. So there'll definitely be something in there for everyone to benefit.
Thank you. I have this book.
Excellent. Yes.
Love it. I'm loving it. I just purchased it off of Amazon. Very colorful
Thank you.
and very informative. There's a lot of great information in here, you guys. So go check it out on Amazon. I do have your link in the bottom, your link tree. I think is a link tree. But anyway, all your information is on the bottom,
Thank you.
the description of this video, so they can go and check out your website that is full of a lot of great information and a lot of great products. So you guys go check them out. I've been looking at some of your products. I'm thinking about ordering, and I know if over here we will have to pay for the
Custom charge and all of these things. Yeah, they make it hard to get the products, man. This is what they
yeah,
do as well. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. But it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? When you get in the
definitely,
good quality thing, so it's good.
definitely.
Um, I think I heard you say for someone like me, I have lost over 200 pounds, but then I kind of had a setback. Um, and I believe I heard you say to just, of course, stop eating and just do herbs. I guess something like what Dr. Sabi did, do the sea moss and the different herbs. Is that something I heard you say?
Yes, definitely. So if you wanna lose weight, the best thing for you to do is number one, eat less. That's the foundation of it. Just eating less, okay? But the second most important thing is the time in which you're eating. Because even if you're alkaline, you should not be eating no food after 9 o'clock.
Right.
Even if you're the healthiest person in the world, you shouldn't be doing that, because the
Mhm.
time when your body should be digesting and processing food, that's the time you're eating food,
Mhm.
which is no good. So that means when you wake up, you're going to put food on top of food, especially if you're someone that has breakfast, the typical breakfast.
Mhm.
Okay? So you're just putting food on top of food, on top of food, on top of food, on top of food. So not eating anything after 7 o'clock all the way till the rising 9 a.m. You wake up. By 10 a.m. you should have had your water. By 11 you should have had your tea, your sarsaparilla tea or iron tea. Between 12 and 7 you decide when to have that meal, and that is it. If you want to go in between, snack in between is fine. Also swimming, laughing, and also walking.
Mhm.
These are very, very good exercises for people who can't do, body weight training, so to speak.
Mhm.
But whatever training outside of the things that I just mentioned, if you can do it, also do it as well. If you can go gym, if you can lift weights, if you can put body weights on, whatever you can do to cause resistance in the body and move is
Mhm.
very good for you. Many people nowadays are wearing ankle weights on
Mhm.
their wrist and their ankles, and they just walk, you know? And
Yeah.
that is a very, very good way to also lose the fat too, you know?
Mhm. Yes. I'm thinking about giving that a try with the
Colon cleansing tea from my website is a very good tea as well that you could drink to help to remove the fat from the stomach. Because sometimes as well, a lot of the inflammation, a lot of the cholesterol, a lot of the plaque, a lot of the undigested feces is inside of the belly still, and it
Mhm,
must be removed. And the only way that it can be removed is by drinking things that can irrigate the bowels. Things like the duck flower. We have the duck flower. That's an aggressive cleanse, but it's a good start, to get everything that's in out. And then
mhm,
after you've done that, then you could continue on with the colon cleansing tea to help remove more debris that could be there. And you
mhm.
do the colon cleansing tea for about 12 days. After 12 days, you stop. You just continue with the iron tea, eat your alkaline foods, and you'll be all right.
Okay, cool. So I know Dr. Sabi wasn't with the raw foods. So what are your thoughts on eating, like salads and just eating fruits and some of the alkaline? Um,
I'm not gonna say raw food is better than cooked food. Dr. Sabi never said that.
right.
Because there's people that eat raw food that is 10 times worse than meat. Do you
Oh, wow.
understand?
Mhm.
Because imagine someone eating raw tofu and raw carrot and
Oh.
carrot raw. See
Hmm.
those two products there? Garbage. I would prefer to eat fish that I fish and catch myself in the Caribbean Ocean than to go and eat tofu
Hmm.
or soybean or whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. So there are things in the world that vegans eat that is worse than meat.
Hmm.
So we have to be careful. But I'm not going to say that raw alkaline foods is better than cooked alkaline foods. No, 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 no. Dr. Sabi said even if you burn something that is alkaline to ashes, it will still give you energy. So it doesn't matter whether it's raw or cooked. Do you understand? But
Hmm.
again, eating less is better because a
Hmm.
lot of people, just say, let me give you a clear example. If someone ate a raw meal and then someone cooked a meal, but they cooked the meal with lots of salt and they put lots of different types of things in there that wasn't too great because remember we unless we're not bringing the salt from the ocean ourselves, we're
Hmm.
not milling the flour down by ourselves, we're not creating the agave by ourselves, we're not any of the things that I eat personally that is alkaline. I don't own a farm, so I didn't make these things. So
Hmm.
I can't be naive. I can't be silly. I need to know that because the things that I'm eating, even though they're alkaline, I didn't grow them. I did not manufacture them. So
Hmm.
I know that I must fast. I must cleanse myself periodically. Every 4 months, I must cleanse myself. I must fast because the things that I'm eating, I did not make them. And I'm not going to be foolish to think that they haven't compromised the agave in any way. I'm not going to be foolish enough to think that they haven't done anything to the flour. I'm not going to be foolish because these things, they're processed and refined in different ways that I don't know. Do you
Hmm.
understand me?
Yes.
So I just make sure that I eat the things that are alkaline and
Hmm.
I fast periodically. That's what I do. I'm not going to say that raw is better than cooked, but definitely eat your greens, 100%, eat your fruits, and eat your cooked food. That's it. If you want to go Monday, cook food, Tuesday, raw food, Wednesday, cook food, you know, if you want
Hmm.
to go that way, that's even good as well. But
Hmm.
I'm not going to say raw is better than cooked and cook's better than raw. No way.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Well, I know you don't take any supplements other than herbs, correct? Because I was
Correct.
actually okay. And
Correct.
the B12, what you think about like how people can get that on a alkaline lifestyle?
If you're low in vitamin B12 and vitamin D, you need iron. That's an iron deficiency. You need to top up your iron. If you don't have the sun, the next best thing is drinking iron herbs. because the iron herbs were charged by the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So when you drink the iron herbs, you're getting the energy of the sun and the minerals that it possesses, which is iron. Every plant in the world possesses a different mineral. Some plants come with two minerals. Plants come with 90 minerals. Some plants come with 10 minerals. But there is always going to be one mineral within that plant that is more abundant than all others. So, for example, sea moss is a plant that lives in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though sea moss has 92 minerals, which mineral within the sea moss is the most prevalent? It's calcium. Calcium is the mineral in sea moss that has the highest in content, and then all others, phosphorus, zinc, and so on. But
Mm-hmm.
calcium is the highest mineral inside of the sea moss. Okay, that's what
Mm-hmm.
you'll find the most within sea moss or sea vegetation. Okay, and sea moss and all other sea vegetation is good for your endocrine system, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus gland, your parathyroid, your adrenal glands. The breasts of women are called mammary glands. The prostate gland. Every gland is run by iodine, and
Mm-hmm.
iodine can be found in sea vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to nourish your glands, drink sea vegetables. There's nori, there's dulse, there's wakame, there's Irish moss, there's Honduran sea moss. There's all kinds of seaweeds out there.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure you're taking that if you want to heal any of your glands, if you have any gland issues. Okay. And we have a product on our website. We decided to call it endocrine because
Mm-hmm.
it helps the endocrine system. So we wanted to call it endocrine. And endocrine is made from sea moss and bladderwrack powder. So
Mm-hmm.
you take that with warm water every rising and before you go to bed.
So what could someone find on your website for the B12? Like
If
you
you,
have a.
if you want to nourish your iron cells, because B12 is iron, you
Mhm.
need to go to our website and get a product called iron fluorine. Iron
Okay.
fluorine will help you to increase. This is the product here.
Okay.
Okay, iron fluorine.
Mm-hmm.
So this will help to increase your energy. This will help to clean your blood, increase your red blood cells, get a lot more oxygen going to your brain. It will also help you with your foggy memory. It will also help with muscle pain. It will help you with lower back pain as well. Up to 40 different manifestations of disease can occur when your iron levels are low. From
Mm-hmm.
from dark circles underneath your eyes, white patches on your nails, all kinds of issues can happen once your iron levels are low because your life is in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood is very, very important. Just like a snake, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a snake bites you, that venom of the snake is going to find its way to your heart and shut down your entire system. But the
Mm-hmm.
reason why the venom finds its way to the heart is because the snake is smart. He knows that your bloodstream is going to take that venom everywhere in your body, and
Mm-hmm.
every part of your body will shut down because of your circulatory system.
Mm-hmm.
So once that snake compromises your blood, everything will be compromised sooner or later. Because, like I said, where doesn't the blood go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's everywhere. Wow.
Everywhere.
Wow, this is really good. I've been learning so much from these interviews. So you told us what you eat. You typically eat just one meal a day.
Hmm.
Um, so what would what would you want your legacy to be, for what you want to leave behind your legacy, what you're known for?
I want people to know me, Ekong, for telling the truth,
Hmm.
and being a servant to the creator,
Mm-hmm.
because ultimately that's what we all are. And the only way to serve the creator is to serve his children. That's you. That's everyone listening to my voice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came into this world without coming through the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And everyone was created. Everyone was created by the creator. And everything that was created by us, it was the creator that gave us the ability to create.
Mm-hmm.
So I want people to know that I'm a servant. I tell the truth, and I am unapologetic about it as well,
Mm-hmm.
because many of us do not know that there is nothing in the world that anyone can buy with money that will have more value than your health.
That's right.
There's nothing you can buy that
Mm-hmm.
has more value than your health. So I want people to understand that they have the power, you have the power,
Mm-hmm.
we have the power.
Mm-hmm.
But for each person to really know that, for each person to really know that, you have to start to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to love yourself, then we can start coming together on things that we all agree on instead of things that we don't agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that has come to Eat to Live Not to Die shop in Brixton, London, they're the ones that help me to pay my rent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay my rent. The people that support me pays my rent.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen a Gucci shop, a Louis Vuitton shop, they don't pay their rent. The people that shop there pays the rent.
Right.
When you see McDonald's and KFC and Murder King, they don't pay the rent. We
Mm-hmm.
pay the rent by going there.
Mm-hmm.
So just by not going to these places, we destroy these places. Like
Mm-hmm.
my friend said to me the other day, the only way to destroy the devil is to turn your back on the devil.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn your back on anything negative, it will disappear once you turn around again.
Mm-hmm.
It will no longer be there. So this is the analogy I use for people to let them understand that we have the power. The power's with us at all
Yes.
times. But again, fear is debilitating. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the fear of not being, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent if I don't go to work. I'm not going to be able to have this if I don't do that. And, the fear of someone else not helping you when we're supposed to help ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Independence is the most important thing in this world. Being independent. That's the first thing we should all teach our children, how to be independent. Because mummy's not gonna may not be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy could leave the house today and never return to his bed, never touch the door handle again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel me?
Yeah.
So we must teach the children to
Mm-hmm.
be independent,
That's right.
how to do for self as soon
Mm-hmm.
as possible, and teach them to be fearless and to always tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth never dies and the truth will never get old. The truth is the truth, with or without our acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another thing that I would like to let people know is that once once we once we overstand as well that every person is a grain of sand on the beach that makes up the beach.
Mm-hmm.
No man is an island.
Mm-hmm.
We must all help one another,
Mm-hmm.
but we must help those that want to help themselves, because there are many people that don't want to help themselves.
Right.
You can take a horse to the river, but you can't make him drink. You
Mm-hmm.
can give a man and woman knowledge, but you can't make them think.
Mm-hmm.
This is a choice of the individual, it's
Mm-hmm.
subjective. So I feel that change will happen in groups after the change happens individually.
Mhm.
Change must happen in your mind first,
Mhm.
and then we can come together with that same mindset and come together as groups and form, alliances and
Mhm.
create environments where, you know, in the whole world right now, in the whole world, I can't tell you where I know there's a alkaline supermarket. Can you imagine that? Like
Yeah.
a supermarket as big as Walmart,
Mhm.
big as the shops that we got over here, Tesco's and Sainsbury's, as big as that, but all alkaline. Can you imagine? That's a dream, you
Yeah.
know? But
Yes.
we can make this come true. As a
Yeah.
collective, we can make these things come true.
Mhm.
And no one is going to help us except ourselves.
That's
Okay?
right.
Especially when it comes to like black people, Nubian people. The
Mhm.
Chinese is not our mother and father.
Mhm.
The Caucasian race are not responsible for our lives.
Mhm.
Indians are not responsible for our lives.
Mhm.
Asians are not responsible for our lives. No one is responsible for us except us,
Mhm.
you know? And
Yes.
when we can really, really, really overstand that, boy, we'll be flying. And I pray that I'm alive to see it,
Mhm.
you know?
Yes. Wow. Wow, that's good. Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I smiled when you said no man is an island because my husband, he says that a lot. He says that sometimes. He's from the Bahamas. So, yeah, no man is an island.
No man is an island. I can't do this by myself. I feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm one of the only people that is really trying to stay true to the teachings of Dr. Sabi, because we can't let his legacy die. I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing a lot of people on Amazon selling books of Dr. Sabi's face,
Oh, yes.
saying that this is the cure and this is the HIV, this and all these things with Dr. Sabi's face on it is disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if
Yeah.
Richard Branson died or Elon Musk died, you think anybody can get pictures of Elon Musk and bring out books with
Oh,
Elon Musk's face on it?
oh no.
It's disrespectful. So people like me and everyone else out there that respect Dr. Sabi's work, we have
Mm-hmm.
to keep it sacred and we
Mm-hmm.
have to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
There are many, many, many people out there that are imposters that don't give a toss about people's lives. But I
Right.
don't even really worry, because at the end of the day, what goes around comes around. And
Right.
karma don't forget no man and no woman and no child's door.
Right.
You
That's
understand me?
that's
Karma don't forget.
mm-hmm. That
Wickedness is not overlooked by the creator.
mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna get what they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So we just have to be patient with ourselves, be patient with one another, you
Mm-hmm.
know, love one another as far as our love can extend.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to also realize that we were all grown up in different households.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us don't know what love is. Most of us don't understand what love is. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it looks like to be given to us. Some of us don't know how to accept love,
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to give love. You feel me? So
True.
we have to make sure that we're tolerant of one another, because we're all growing up in different cultures, different lifestyles, different upbringings. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to be a bit patient with each other. It doesn't mean you have to change the way you are.
Mm-hmm.
Speak the way you speak, say the things you say, do the things you do, but try your best to be a bit more tolerant. That's all I have to say about that. Tolerance. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yes.
Mm.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know you probably said your last remarks. I was going to say, do you have any last remarks, anything else you would like to impart here with us?
Um, like I said before, really, it's just about doing your best with what you know, doing your best with where you are, and doing your best with what you have. It's
Mm-hmm.
very important. And if you can, go to the places in the world that has your food. If you need to move to wherever, in the world for your food, do that. That's what animals do. There's no animal in the world, whether it's aquatic in the ocean, whether it's on land or in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
No animal, insect, bird, fish, none of them go to where their food is not. They
Mm-hmm.
go to where their food is.
Yes.
That's how we need to live as well. And I respect the fact that not everybody can just get up and move, but
Mm-hmm.
for those that can, do that,
Mm-hmm.
do that. And for those that can travel, travel. Because I know there's many people out there that live probably an hour away, but you're not going. But there are people that live maybe a whole day away, but they go to get their foods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just basically doing your best again with what you know, where you are, and what you have. And
Mm-hmm.
don't kill yourself trying to be healthy.
That's right.
Everybody's destined to die. But
Mm-hmm.
what everybody's not destined for is to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Life life shouldn't be sufferation. But when I say sufferation, I'm not meaning, you know, just walking through life happy days. No, sufferation is important. When I say sufferation, I mean sufferation as in going to see your friend, but you have excruciating back pain. You've gone you've gone to christening, but you're having excruciating stomach pains.
Mm-hmm.
You've gone to visit a friend that you haven't seen for a long time, but when you get there, all you can think about is your bumping headache.
Mm-hmm.
This is sufferation. You're
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to live like that. We're not
Right.
supposed to live and suffer,
That's right.
but you must suffer in regards to, becoming successful, suffering in regards to becoming a better person. Because, again, this is another thing I want to let people know. Life ain't just about food.
Right.
Life is about how you treat yourself, how you treat others. Are
Mm-hmm.
you slow or are you quick to anger?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you get angry? Like, are you a person that is a pleasure to be around? Or when people hear your name, they're like, oh, that person again.
Mm-hmm.
So life is not just about food. It's
Right.
also about the way you treat people in the world that you live in as well.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So try your best to treat people the way you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
People do things to people, and then when people do those same things that they've done to them, they don't like it. But it doesn't make no sense. You
That's
just
right.
so
Mm-hmm.
so we just have to try our best to just do to others the things that we would want done unto ourselves. It sounds cliche, but that's
It's,
the truth.
it's the truth. That's
That's
right.
the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, when you see someone treating someone badly or someone treating you badly, just say to yourself, okay, they treat themselves badly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're making a mess in my house because they make a mess in their house.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. That's what we have to. That's the perspective we must have. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to kind of show mercy to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. They don't know what they're doing. But the people that do know what's going on, we
Mm-hmm.
have to give them a little bit of leniency, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
not just take their head off straight away and just have a little bit of compassion, and
Right.
and
Yeah.
walk away if you have to, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yes.
So that's it, sister.
Yes. Thank you so much. I tell you, it's been good.
Thank you very
Econ, you guys, please go check him out. Eat to Live on Instagram. He be out there sharing all his knowledge, take you to the shops and show you what to buy and share about the herbs and things that you need to um, get in your life. So I highly recommend you guys to go if you're on Instagram. Also, check the link down below. And go and buy some of his products. You can buy this book on Amazon. Go check it out. A lot of great information, even if you can't order the things online at his herb shop. You can go buy this book. And his is your wife cookbook on Amazon as well?
My wife's cookbook is on my website in
Okay.
physical form and ebook form as well.
Okay. Oh, so you can get the ebook.
Yeah, you can get the
Yeah.
ebook as
Okay,
well.
I gotta go check that out. Again, thank you, Econ,
Well,
for coming on our channel here. We appreciate you and all the work that you're out there sharing and doing. And thank you again. This is what I tell my YouTubers. Thank you guys for coming by and my YouTube family. And 1,000 roses to you. Love yourself first because you are worth it. Take care.